I need to extend this script to approximately 30 minutes. Add length, as per your requirement, of engaging content. Please, add more detailed context, background stories, or related to expand each section naturally. Include interesting anecdotes, lesser-known facts, or connections to other trending events to keep viewers hooked. Add thought-provoking commentary, speculation, or questions to engage the audience further. Break down complex parts into smaller, detailed points to give more depth. Ensure the tone remains conversational, entertaining, and aligned with the original style of the script. Maintain smooth transitions between sections to keep the flow cohesive. Feel free to weave in hypothetical scenarios or audience interaction moments, e.g., what do you think about this? Let me know in the comments. To make it even more engaging, in his eyes. Fans at Casino Square and the harbor erupted like never before. It was more than just a win. George Russell's first win with Mercedes, Brazil 2022. Context: Russell had been dubbed Mr. Saturday for his qualifying pace at Williams, but the wins never came. His heartbreak at the 2020 Sakir GP, where a pit stop error robbed him of a certain victory, haunted him. The moment. In 2022 Brazil, he finally claimed his first career win, leading a 1-2 finish with teammate Lewis Hamilton. Emotional reaction. Russell broke down on the radio, his voice cracking as he said, "This is just the beginning." Fun fact, this one made him the first driver outside of Hamilton, Rosberg, or Bottas to win for Mercedes in the hybrid era. Engagement. Imagine working your whole life for one dream, getting so close, and then finally grabbing it in such dominant fashion. Do you remember where you were? 3. Lewis Hamilton's Silverstone triumph in 2024. Build up. Hamilton had gone 945 days without a victory, suffering through 2 seasons of Red Bull domination and Mercedes struggles. The stakes. It was his last ever British GP in a Mercedes car before moving to Ferrari. A fairy tale ending waiting to happen. The win. Against the odds, Hamilton held off Norris and Verstappen to win. After the race, he broke down in tears, hugging his father, Anthony, and the Mercedes crew. Commentary. It was as if the whole of Silverstone carried him across the finish line. Fans were chanting, waving flags. It felt more like a national holiday than a race. What if? Now, with Hamilton heading to Ferrari, I have to ask, what do you think? Will we ever see him cry like that again? This time in red? 4. Michael Schumacher at Monza 2000. Tears for Senna. Context: Schumacher equaled Ayrton Senna's 41 career wins. For Schumacher, who idolized Senna, this was no ordinary milestone. The breakdown. When reminded of the record in a post-race interview, Schumacher burst into tears, unable to speak. Significance. This was one of the rare times the public saw him emotional, cracking his famously stoic demeanor. Engagement. This moment was so raw. It showed that even legends have heroes. Do you think we'll ever see modern drivers get this emotional over records again? Or is the sport too polished now? 5. Sebastian Vettel's first championship, Abu Dhabi, 2010. The context: Vettel entered the final race third in the championship behind Alonso and Webber. He was the underdog. The drama: Alonso was stuck behind Petrov, Webber struggled, and Vettel, still barely 23 years old, won the race and snatched the title. The tears. His voice cracked as he screamed on the radio, "We did it, we did it." Legacy. He became the youngest world champion in history at the time. Trivia. Vettel didn't even know he had won until after the race, because his team didn't tell him Alonso was stuck in traffic. 6. Niki Lauda's miraculous return. Monza, 1976. The accident. Lauda's crash at the Nürburgring left him with severe burns, lung damage, and doctors prepared last rites. The return. Just 42 days later, he was back in the car at Monza, head still bandaged, bleeding through his balaclava. Impact. Though he retired from that race, his return inspired millions and became one of the most iconic comebacks in sports history. Speculation. Would a driver today be cleared to race so soon after such injuries? Or was Lauda's grit simply from another era? 7. Ayrton Senna's death Imola, 1994. The tragedy. Senna, one of the sport's greatest icons, died at Imola. His crash changed F1 forever. Emotional weight. Millions in Brazil mourned. His funeral was a national event. Impact. The FIA responded with sweeping safety reforms, better barriers, cockpit protection, track modifications that continue to save lives today. Reflection. Senna's legacy wasn't just his driving. It was the safety of every driver who came after him. Would F1 be as safe as it is today without that dark weekend? 8. Jules Bianchi, the crash that changed F1. The Suzuka crash. Bianchi slid off track in 2014 and collided with a recovery vehicle. He fell into a coma and passed away 9 months later. Connection to Leclerc. Bianchi was Charles's godfather, and his loss still echoes in today's grid. Impact. His accident led directly to the introduction of the Halo cockpit device, which has since saved lives. 9. Felipe Massa's farewell in Brazil, 2016. The race. In pouring rain, Massa crashed out, ending what was supposed to be his final Brazilian GP. The walk. He walked through pit lane, draped in a Brazilian flag, greeted by applause from fans, mechanics, and even rival teams like Mercedes. Emotional moment. His wife and son met him at the end of the pit lane, a cinematic goodbye. Reflection. That wasn't just a retirement. It was a celebration of a beloved racer. Don't you wish every athlete could have such a send-off? Formula One is about more than just cars going fast. It's about people, their struggles, triumphs, heartbreaks, and dreams. These emotional moments remind us that beneath the helmets are human beings with stories that connect to all of us. Which one of these moments moved you the most? And did I miss one of your favorites? Maybe Ricciardo's Monza win in 2021 or Gasly's shock victory at Monza 2020. Let me know in the comments, because I'd love to hear your stories.